GSL Code S. In the bottom left, in the yellow,
Invasion Super.
net crack. Oop, another net crack. In the upper right, in the purple, Terran.
Axiom Heart.
You know, I want to kind of talk about coaches, teams, stuff like that for a second.
Yeah.
And now I don't want to say that I know that Crank pulled apart the way that Super is playing for Hart, but I do know that Crank is like a really brainy Protoss, like a very strong Protoss player.
He's a very strong player in general.
Yeah, he's like really smart, a very good understanding of StarCraft II, and he is here tonight. He is watching, and he may have told him like some good ways to counter what Super's doing. He may have helped out with that, and if that's the case, I think that that's fantastic for Hart. I mean, that might have been Hart just looking and be like, oh, okay, I know what to do here as well, but definitely just something to consider. I don't like just like labeling like, what a coach must have told him to do this, and that's what it is, and like, I don't know really.
Well, I think actually your analysis this time is pretty spot on. I mean, he is a very good coach. He's been down there supporting him. So we have an SCV coming out here. Looks like he's checking for any shenanigans on the map. Is he going to expand to the gold base?
Well, I guess he's going to proxy a fact, right?
Yep. I stand corrected. It's going right down there to the center left.
Yeah, based
for
on
a proxy.
That location, like, there's definitely been. You can do like a factory lift on this map. If the Protoss, if you have an idea where the Protoss puts his pylons, which he should, because Super's played enough games and done the same thing every time, that could be doable. But with how far away this is, he'll definitely proxy a starport as well, instead of like trying a factory float.
A factory float.
Factory float.
So here comes
a frog in my throat.
A frog in my throat. Tasteless does it. He gets a battle toad in his throat. Well, this is pretty cool from Hart.
You're a dork.
I am. Well, I think the technical term is nerd.
No, nerd's too nice. You're
I'm a dork.
Geek.
I don't know if I am a geek.
You're a Poindexter.
Well, this is more in line with what we're used to seeing from Hart in the older games.
Yo, let's see what he.
Widow Mine.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a very quick Widow Mine drop. Thing is,
Wait,
every
did he
game Super's
cancel?
gone
Okay,
for.
he canceled the Widow Mine and started again.
Oh, maybe just squeeze out the starport a little bit quicker.
Yep.
The only problem I have with this is that Super every game has squeezed out a very quick observer or two.
Yeah, he gets this expand up, he gets a Robo Bay, and then he gets a Twilight for Blink. It's a very rounded, safe defensive build. That's why we were saying earlier it would work on the ladder if you used it. I don't think it's the best way to play, but it's
really good.
There's some efficiency to it.
Can't really complain about it. Like, it's definitely a build that I would consider using. Yeah, there's the Robo. So this medevac drop will hit in right before any observers can get out. So still can definitely do some damage. Looks like yeah, it looks like it's probably gonna be a double Hellion, one Widow Mine drop. Still no CC started.
Let's also. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, please.
I was just saying that's just meaning that he does need to do some damage with this.
Let's also keep in mind that we saw innovation bash Super with some early drops here. Super. It was pretty slippery, the games there from him. He wasn't quite able to hold anything down.
It was a slippery slope for Super.
It was a super slippery slope for Super. So he's going to come
well, that's
down.
just using the same word twice.
It is. But it's another S word in there, so that's how
I guess it is.
It's something. So he's going to push in here to the front, drawing the Stalker fire. Meanwhile, there's going to be an attack up here. I believe the SCV should be used to be making a bunker over here at the entrance as well. Nexus Cannon is activated.
Yeah, very good Nexus Cannon here. Looks like he split his probes well enough. He actually gets no kills there.
Well, he's got to be careful. This is just enough. Oh, my God.
Yeah, a little bit of miss
Pick
micro.
up the Marines. Drop the Marines.
Good job, Taste.
Drop more of them. Heal that one. Okay.
Oh, gets it. Good defense, though. Yep, 2 probes, 2 Stalkers lost. Like, you know, maybe like Rain would have not lost anything, but that's good enough defense, I would say.
And he's going to send this Widow Mine over here, try to get one of these probes going by. He'll get the one and then... Oh, okay, Mothership Core. Thought he was going to go for the ones at the gas.
Big bruise right there. Drop in here once again. See if he can get anything done. These two stalkers will chase him back.
Artosis, you got a little cough today. Artosis has the black lung, guys.
I hope not. Whoa.
Artosis, you've been working in the esports mines for too long, and now
It's
you have
true,
black
yeah.
lung. Drop over here. And again, another nuisance. One probe will be killed, the one holding the gas.
It's always the one holding the gas.
It is. That probe had the black lung as well. Hart starting to mine from his second base. But I got to say, a super was basically fine.
Yeah, his defense was good enough.
This was not enough damage. And I think, as you said, Artosis, it wasn't as well held as Rain, but it was certainly held.
Yeah. There's definitely different layers of holding this type of aggression.
Oh, he could get two. Nope, not quite.
Yeah. Still, that mine was like all right. Don't forget, he's costing him some mining time each time, and that definitely does add up over time. Yeah, the Widow mine is kind of expensive too, but still do like the position of Super here a bit more. You got to consider as well as starports on the other side of the map, so that makes it a little bit harder to get his medevac production on stop, and does that make his Vikings
makes mid-game
later
a little bit wonky, you know?
That's the, I think, third time he's dropped right there. So,
yeah,
becoming a little bit predictable as well. Double forage going up here for Super. I don't foresee any way for Hart to punish this greedy build.
I think the longer that he's trying to punish this build, the more of a mistake he's making. He has to get back into a different phase of the game here. And you know what? He's doing it again. I don't think this is a good idea. Uh-oh. He sees it down there. That medevac is going around to the second base. Hart continuing to power up.
Well, it's just this position I really dislike for him. I like that he's once again powering up his barracks count, but he's in a worse spot than he was in game one, I believe.
Yeah, this is pretty dire. I like how Hart opened, but Super... I think one thing to keep in mind with this build is the fact that Super does this every game all the time means he probably doesn't get beaten up that much by a cheesier build like this. Innovation actually had some more standard harass when he did this, and it was later on.
Yeah.
Hart did something that's trying to catch him off guard so he feels like he has less units. The fact that Super does this every time, I don't see why it would warrant Hart to think this is a good idea, just because obviously if he does this in the ladder, he does this in tournament games, how often is he losing to a very specific kind of early aggression like that?
Especially since, just looking at the build, it's actually quite a safe build that Super does. There's nothing like overly risky about it. I mean, it's greedy, and he might get this canceled, it looks like. But I mean, the early game is quite safe.
Yeah,
it's this part of the game right here that can be dangerous, and that's a very nice cancel that he just got on him. Definitely punishing him a bit there, so that's really good to see. And, you know, maybe Hart can still do this one. You know, that harassment maybe wasn't what he was looking for in the early game. Just forcing the cancel once is quite nice. It's going to be...
oh, that's cute. He actually just landed up there and kept using it. Well, it's 2-base versus 2-base still. We have Protoss powering pretty hard. And there's a good amount of Colossi here. Now, the starport was made for a very specific reason early on to get medevacs out here to drop. And it also is having a remix of medevacs now because this build was set up kind of weird. So he's going to have less Vikings, which means he's going to have a harder time.
Really good Widow mine hits.
Yeah, really good hit. He's going to have less Vikings overall to engage this. So that's something very important to keep in mind. Although so far Hart very good at controlling here in the middle of the map. But then Nexus has restarted a little bit to the right of the bottom center. And let's see, maybe Hart could put some more pressure on here. Maybe he can get Super out of position. Super's still trying to get Zealot legs started. With map control here, Hart goes ahead and starts his command center over at that third base.
Yeah, and he does have some good map control, as you said. Definitely not the greatest scouting going on for Super, but he's got two well-placed observers in the center, so he at least sees the aggression coming in. And that's really, really important, because look, just watch the minimap. He's getting into position all over the place. That's going to make it pretty hard for Hart to get anything done as far as aggression goes.
Well, they're going to try. It looks like he wants to do a double-pronged attack here. And come in here and punish. Those forges were a bit later, by the way, than we saw in previous Super games.
Yeah. He was spending a little bit more trying to defend the drops.
He's actually going to be a bit safer against attacks. Doesn't mean he'll survive them necessarily, but he had more units here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoa! This is going to be crazy!
Yeah,
that was
a pretty good
insane.
set of mine hits.
And he's
right
actually going to get this out of position now.
Oh, wow, yeah, and actually right now he kills
Oh
off
my
that third
God,
base.
he's
Very
everywhere.
well done. Very well done indeed by Hart.
Well, he's just going to kill the Colossi. He doesn't even care. Oh, I guess he does care. And he's going to kill up these Widow Mines here. A little bit more pressure down here. He can, of course, stim and run away. Just like that.
Not that one.
No, he wasn't stimmed. Now we're going to have the other medevacs, it looks like, group up and potentially go into the main. Still 4 Colossi out. That's a lot, but a sparse number of Zealots and Stalkers, so not a lot of meat here to the bones of the army, the bones being the Colossi here.
He doesn't have any units in his main base.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Look at this. And this is where it bites you in the ass that you don't have this in between your bases. Looks like he's going to lose the Robo. Does lose it. A little bit rough on that.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Nice Stalker hits, though. That's actually huge.
And the Widowmine hit actually hurts Hart there a little bit. So we'll end up losing all those units. Kind of nice to kill the Robo. But in the meantime, going to pick off a Colossus. It's huge after you kill a Robo. Doesn't want to lose too many units here, though. Might want to just evacuate. Some good moves by Hart here.
Yeah, Hart really keeping the pressure on. Super is staying alive.
Yeah.
Super has handled not all these attacks, but some of them pretty well. For instance, that drop in his main. Another regroup over here. I mean, Hart is not stopping. Hart wants to keep the pressure on in the hope that one of these attacks goes really well. He just outmaneuvers, outcontrols Super, and Super collapses. Super is just defending, trying to build up a solid backbone army that he can push out with and eventually start to engage Hart on the map. But for the time being, the Super is just defending, defending, defending.
Well, he's going to have to really defend that third now. He cannot lose the third again. By the way, every time I glance at the minimap, I keep thinking, oh my God, is Hart taking the gold?
Yeah, I was doing some of that earlier too. I'm like, cool, he's putting the command center kind of up there so he won't be spotted.
You make up a false reason for a false situation.
Yeah,
I love it.
Okay, we have a Dark Shrine here.
Yeah, Templar Archives as well. He does like to get some Archons mixed in there. He's making his Immortals right now. Getting another attack upgrade as well as the Plasma Shields.
Keep in mind there was a hiccup in the Colossi production because that Robo was killed.
Yeah.
So we're really just now having Immortals come out here, which means Marauders are just overall going to be stronger in this situation.
I think he has a couple of Immortals, right?
I think he has like 2 or something.
Yeah, I think he has 2 right now, which is pretty cool. And he just had
Let's see here. Are they under the...
We'll see how many, but I mean, just getting Immortals in this composition.
Okay, there's at least 1 there.
Okay, he has 2 now.
He has 2. Guys, everybody watching the stream, he has 2.
2 Immortals,
You can stop fighting.
He's making a third
You can
Immortal.
stop yelling at each other in the chat right now. It's 2. We've solved it, okay?
Yeah. Wow.
Life is too short. So, he's going to completely wreck.
Yeah, this drop is huge. We have Super completely out of position right now. Does stay to kill the whole thing. Are you going to blink in here? You going to do that?
Yeah, try it.
Widow Mines?
Blink at me, bro. Blink at
really.
me. Oh!
In the meantime, we do have a little attack on this third base. Rightfully so. Hart is running out of here. Way too many units there for him to break.
You know, he could just pick up and run. I guess he still wants to do some more damage.
Yeah. Might have been out of boost there or something. Maybe microing something else.
I think Hart's going to win this one, Artie.
I think so. I think he's done a great job.
Oh, a nice drop over here. I thought he was actually going to get the Colossi. I guess it wasn't as effective. He also didn't drop everything out. He picks up again. Hart's got to stay on top of it. Supplies actually, well, for a second there, they were locked in together, very even. Super is continuing to expand, though, despite blow after blow after blow. He's still in this game. He's still making an army, and he's still holding off more attacks than he is losing them.
And catching one of these Colossi. The Protoss army actually really split up, but you know what?
This is one of these games where the Protoss actually attacked in 2 different directions and drove the Terran back at both of them, but
yeah,
that's not how these things normally work out.
Oh man, these Stalkers actually here to catch Hart this time. Heart being punished for
he
this
needs to go
drop.
for these medevacs.
Maybe just
Actually, you know what? I think this game just completely went upside down.
Yeah.
This game in the last 20 seconds, everything went wrong.
Yeah, Hart was a little bit over aggressive there just for a little bit. Like the drop, that drop we just saw in the main, the drop in the main right before that, I think was where he had been over aggressive because then the Protoss army came out, punished 2 halves of Hart's army, and now he's sitting here with much lower army supply, which is going to make it very tough because this is what Super wants to do. He wants to bludgeon you with some 2-2 units. He doesn't even know that there's a 3rd upgrade.
I think that Super can actually kill him here.
It's like, if you get 2-2 on the forge, you get these cool decals. It looks like 2-2, but it's a little bit different color.
Yeah.
Like, well, no, that's 3-3. He's like, what?
Okay, I think this is the end. Yes, Hart is dropping in here. Let's see if we can get into a base trade scenario. However, this is just a massive death ball from Super that is barreling in here and will be able to get into the production facilities in the main and squash everything that pops out of the barracks, resulting in a loss. Yes, gateways are being killed back here in the main of Super, but he certainly will be able to warp in enough DTs while this is all going on to hold off anything else.
Yeah, the whole army of Hart together wouldn't have stopped this army, so it's pretty hard to see him end up winning this.
GG, Super wins 2-0. Hart is out of the GSL.
Yeah, kind of as expected, but I think that Hart actually played very well today. He's like a little bit below these guys, but I would say strategically, I liked a lot of his moves. I liked some of his strategies quite a bit. I think that he approached playing Super better than Innovation did, but Innovation is like the best player in the world, so what are you going to do? It almost doesn't matter what he does, he's just going to kill you. But I tell you, if Hart keeps on playing like this and just raises his level just a little bit, I would be quite a Hart fan.
Never give up, keep training. I think he could get a lot better. He brought better games than I'm used to seeing from him. Yeah. And this was not an easy group. Yeah. And one of the treats about this now is we're going to get to see a match we've wanted to see happen for a little bit. The one that I think most of us, I know Artosis and I were not sure who would be the better player here. Super up against Solar.
Yeah, I think that's a really good match.
I think it's going to be really good. Let's see what happens. We're going to go to that match after this short break.